I want fabulous, that is my simple request. All things fabulous, bigger and better and best. I need something inspiring to help me get along. I need a little fabulous, is that so wrong?
Throughout this presentation, I'm going to explain how makeup advertisements can have an effect on my life and my sense of self. Self-disclosure is how we reveal ourselves to others. I value makeup because it allows me to feel better about myself when people are judging me and I feel less self-conscious or self-critical. With makeup on, women feel more comfortable, as we do when we are alone, and our blind self becomes larger. By applying makeup, we become our ideal self in terms of our physical and spiritual selves. We become a better version of ourselves while raising our self-esteem. Most girls start wearing makeup at a young age. Here is a picture of me at 13 and 14 years old. At this age, girls are unaware of the phrase, less is more. To them, the best look is being orange and looking tangoed. I now realise I valued conformity and fitting into society when I was a young girl. However, now I value representing my individuality. Many beautifying slogans make women want to change their physical appearance to adapt to what the media portrays as being the look. I value my self-image and representation, and my ideal self changed due to what the media says looking beautiful is. Examples include advertisements such as Rimmel, Get the London Look, and L'Oreal, Because You're Worth It. I allow these adverts to have an effect on my self-image in order to raise my power and my self-esteem. What makeup we wear can reveal our class, social status, age and wealth, which people may judge and stereotype. Today it is believed that the more expensive our makeup is, the higher class we are. A girl using MAC products is seen to be wealthier and more sophisticated than someone who uses the natural collection. I still value these expensive products and believe they communicate a better self-image of me, however, would wear all types of makeup no matter what the cost is. It can also show our age, as generally the younger generations prefer to look darker and older are the opposite. This is due to the media persuading us with the fact that looking brown is beautiful and glamorous, and natural pale skin is not. I believe I do give in to these attitudes, as I represent myself in this way, however not to the extent that some girls do, like in these images. Laura Mulvey is a British feminist film theorist. She believes that because the media is run by men, in film, women are typically the objects because of the control of the camera for visual pleasure. Mulvey states that the representation of women is from a pale perception, a male gaze for men's pleasure. I disagree with this theory, as women have more value and significance than being there just for men. An example of a post-feminist media text is in the film Sex and the City. Since the post-feminist movement, women have had increasing roles in the media, therefore women's significance in modern culture has amplified. This could be seen to be predominant in chick flicks, which have been used as a tool to express solidarity and empower women. I value these chick flicks, as I like the way women are represented, rather than the way they are in typical male movies. They also make women feel together with one another and less alone. I believe most women have low self-esteem, and by wearing makeup they achieve men's approval, which is inevitably what they want. It is proven that women are happier when wearing makeup, as well as it being their duty to perform and look as men want them to. I do not represent myself fully in the typical way that men want women to. However, I would say I value this style of presentation for a woman and therefore wear the makeup women are supposed to. My high school was an all-girls school, so little effort was made in presenting ourselves to look appealing to others. But now going to a mixed college, everyone feels pressured to look the best they can. This is because boys think we wear makeup for them, as they expect girls to make additional effort to be accepted and look appropriate. I am taught these patterns naturally in my society as I learn the process of enculturation and to behave as an acceptable female by wearing makeup and presenting myself correctly. Matthew Arnold was a 19th century English poet whose famous words were, "The best of which have been thought and said," meaning that we should aspire to be the best we can be. Some viewers thought of this as being pretentious and unfair, as we cannot all make the most of ourselves, for example, people with disabilities. Thus, having a culture of perfection is virtually impossible. I value the idea of making the most of myself without taking it to the extreme of wanting to look perfect. Raymond Williams said, "Culture is ordinary in every society and in every mind." This is the idea that every society has its own purpose and meaning. In this case, we express it through our physical appearance and representing ourselves through the use of makeup. In today's society, our purpose is not just to focus on our physical appearance, but in order to raise our self-esteem, we present ourselves to a high standard. Makeup trends have come and gone over decades. It mainly began in the 20s, where wearing makeup or not showed a lot about a woman, such as where they lived. More sophisticated women started to feel like they could wear makeup in public, but those outside the city thought it looked cheap. The 60s brought white eyeliner and the 70s the natural look. Makeup evolves and we evolve with it. Our identity is not fixed, it is always changing. I believe sometimes makeup is used to cover up our true self and identity. One of the greatest cultural crimes women can commit, according to popular culture, is to grow old and lose their looks. Gendered self-consciousness and voyeurism, wherein girls and women are actively encouraged to dress up and perform for a male visual entertainment almost on a daily basis. This performance includes wearing makeup as a code and keeping up with the latest trends so that we attempt to stay young and not grow old. Pressure to stay young makes me automatically judge people at first glance on how old they look and already try to prevent looking old in the future by using skin creams. I think this means preventing the natural course of life and puts pressure on women so they feel they cannot disclose their true selves. Goffman's theory suggests that a person's identity is not stable, but a theoretical metaphor which defines how humans present themselves to each other based on cultural values, norms, and expectations. There is the idea that the entire world is a stage and men and women are merely actors and actresses. A persona is someone's invisible mask in which we use makeup to cover up and put our face on, and use persona also as social and psychological protection. For example, if I am upset, I cover up with makeup in order to put up a front, like a mask. When someone sees us without our mask or makeup, it reveals a conflict between the public and private self, or the open and hidden self. Our mask can give us confidence and raise our self-esteem if we hide behind a persona. Throughout this presentation, I have learned that in the context of the makeup industry and culture, I am represented, judged, and to some extent defined by my looks, style, and appearance rather than my thoughts, feelings, principles, and beliefs as a young woman. I realise, however, that while maintaining my femininity, I must also remember to be true to myself as I grow and mature.